find out what's actually happening.
You're watching BBC World News. Let's take you live to Hong Kong. Carrie Lam, Chief Executive, due to give a statement to the press now.
The Chief Executive, Citizens, we have had 2 weekends, massive demonstration. Citizens staged a peaceful, rational protest, expressing their worries about the extradition bill, airing dissatisfaction with the government and myself, and they have told us that they have been let down. I've listened to them. I've reflected upon it. For the controversies over the past few months was because of the inadequacies of the government. I personally have to take a large part of the responsibility. This has caused controversies, anxiety, and confrontation in the society. Here, I would like to tender my sincere apology to the citizens of Hong Kong. For citizens who took part in the assembly and the march, for officers who maintain law and order, for reporters who cover the event, for those who get injured, I feel sad. In the past, for the various protests, I saw people who loved Hong Kong walked for a few hours, many hours, hoping that the government would listen to their views. There were parents who, for the sake of their younger generation, took to the street. There were those who used to be silent, as well as those who are young, have come out to express their views. I can understand the feelings of the public, in particular for the young people who took part in the peaceful protest. I know that you would like to have a chief executive that can listen and care for the young people. In fact, I have always said that I would like to connect with the young people. That's my electoral promise during my campaign. I'm sure you hope that Hong Kong will be a place which is caring, with rule of law, with good governance and with hope. I understand that you may have different views, but I know that in relation to the future of Hong Kong, we are all passionate. In relation to this matter, I have come to understand that I should have done better. I need to do a better job. Ladies and gentlemen, during my many years of public service, I've been doing my utmost to serve the public. On this occasion, I've all the more understood that as the CE, I need to do more to balance the views, the different views in the society, try to understand the views as well as the sentiments of the public. I sincerely hope that after this incident, for those who have got injured, they will recover soon, and the social divisions will be healed as soon as possible. This is because Hong Kong is our home. It is only when we have the same heart, when we connect, then we can bring hope to Hong Kong.
Fellow citizens, during large-scale public processions over the past 2 Sundays, people have expressed in a peaceful and rational manner their concerns about the Fugitive Offenders Ordinance and their dissatisfaction and disappointment with the government, especially me. I have heard you loud and clear and have reflected deeply on all that has transpired. The concerns over the past few months have been caused by deficiencies in the work of the SAR government over the amendment exercise. I personally have to shoulder much of the responsibility. This has led to controversies, disputes, and anxieties in society. For this, I offer my most sincere apology to all people of Hong Kong. Some of those who joined the processions, as well as my police colleagues who maintained law and order, and media workers covering the incidents, were injured in the conflicts. I am very saddened by this. During the several processions, we saw many people who love Hong Kong taking to the streets to make their views known to the government. Parents took part for the sake of the next generation. Some who usually remain silent, and many young people, felt the need to express their opinions. I understand these feelings. To those young people who have participated peacefully to express the views, let me say, I understand you expect your chief executive to listen to different voices and to respect and care for young people. Connecting with young people was one of my commitments in the election manifesto. I know that we all want Hong Kong to be a caring and well-governed society with hope. I know you have different concerns and views about social issues, yet we share the same passion for Hong Kong. This incident has led me to realize that I need to do more. I have never spared any effort to serve the public, but this incident has made me realize, as a chief executive, I still got much to learn and do in better balancing diverse interests, in listening more to all walks of life, in taking our society forward. I truly hope that those injured can fully recover soon, and that the rift in society could be quickly mended. Hong Kong is our home. It is only by working together as one community and by staying closely connected that we can bring hope for Hong Kong. Thank you very much. 多謝大家。
而家係提問嘅時間，請大家舉手。點到你之後咧，請你介紹自己同埋你嘅傳媒機構。後面戴眼鏡嗰位係咪經濟？
A message of apology and contrition from Carrie Lam, the embattled chief executive of Hong Kong. Protesters have demanded she go further than the brief statement she put out in the last 48 hours or so. She's taking questions, we think, now, but let's just go to our correspondent Steve McDonald, who's been listening to that statement. As I say, an apology, contrition. Do we expect any more, Steve?
Well, I've been listening, and also these protesters behind me have been listening, and I can tell you they've been booing at what she said. I think especially anything short of stepping down is not good enough for them. When we heard the chief executive, she apologising and saying she needed to listen more, needed to come out and do more, indicating she's going to stay on, more booing. I think they definitely want this bill withdrawn, and anything short of that will definitely not be acceptable. But for many of these protesters, they think her political career is over and she's got to go. And the fact that she's felt she has to come out and give this press conference to make what's seen as a much more heartfelt apology does show that she probably thinks she's in some sort of political hot water, with feelings as they are on the streets in Hong Kong.
She's reported to have said privately that she thought this extradition law that sparked those massive demonstrations was effectively dead. Do you think that perhaps would be enough for the demonstrators if she came out publicly and said that?
I think it would certainly help, because people are saying putting this bill on the back burner is not enough. We want to know that it's never going to be reintroduced. I mean, she was kind of hinting at this in the past, saying things like, if we ever reintroduce the bill, there's no deadline for even talking about reintroducing it. But that's not good enough for these protesters. This is a much hated plan here. and many hundreds of thousands of people in Hong Kong have marched in the streets to try and make sure it is never put into place. And like I say, anything short of that will not be acceptable to the majority of people, I think it's fair to say, in Hong Kong.